Welcome to the TED Ed Podcast, where we delve into the issues that shape our daily lives and drive our productivity. We confront topics that matter deeply to all of us, from healthcare and affirmative action to voting rights and monetary success and failure. We cover it all. And yes, we dive into the complex world of politics, exploring how our country has evolved from slavery to the 21st century. Our content is crafted with care and expertise, drawing from years of experience in these critical areas. We invite you to give the TED Ed podcast a listen. You won't be disappointed. Share your thoughts with friends and confidants, and don't forget to like, comment, and share our episodes. Your engagement helps us grow and reach more listeners. Are you passionate about these topics? Do you have unique insights to share? You could be one of our guest speakers. Drop us a line, send an email, or leave a comment. All requests will be considered. Join us on this journey of exploration and understanding. This is the TED Ed Podcast. Thank you and enjoy the show.
Hey. Here we are. Today's March the 6th. Man, we already in the third month of the year. And man, this is every day. Ted, it is busy. All I can do, people, is just laugh because every day, man, we cannot plan for anything. Because yesterday I had about 3 items and stuff that I wanted to talk about. I never got to them. And I figured today I'll talk to them. But guess what? Look, people, I got a whole list here of items and stuff that's brand new. That this, but these are interesting items. They're things that I think that our audience should know about stuff, and it's not about the United States. It's stuff also about what's going on in other countries, what's going on in the EU, what's going on in Canada, what's people in China and stuff are doing. And some days and stuff you have what's going on in Mexico and all the other stuff, so we can let people know that I don't see any uh changes and stuff happening or stopping this man and stuff with our current political environment here in the United States. So my thing is that if things are going to change, if we're going to get some stuff done and stuff, it has to come from outside the country. That outside pressure and stuff and everything that's going to happen, especially with this trade war that he just started and everything. These people are going to kick his butt here, and they have got him in their crosshair, and they don't plan on letting him go, especially them folks in Canada. Those premiers and stuff from two of the provinces and stuff up there and everything today, man, they put on a show. This lady up there in Ontario, ooh, she's a prime minister. Man, girlfriend was serious. I mean, absolutely serious. And then they got this other guy up there and I forget the name of the province and stuff and everything, but he, man, this old boy talking about shutting off the electricity for the United States, that these states and stuff and that thing. And he said, when I shut it off, I'm not going to even blink an eye. But most of them, to the word, even the prime minister and stuff, all said that this is not against the American people. This is your administration who have started this thing. And Canada said, we're gonna finish it. And the lady up there in Ontario said, and we're gonna win this thing. So she not giving Trump not 1 inch that he can sit back there and say, oh, okay. Or get any kind of consolation and stuff from that. And they said this daggone relief that he is giving to these car industries and stuff. He put that 25% tariff and stuff on these cars and everything. So any cars coming into the United States from outside the country and everything have a 25% tariff on it. And man, these car manufacturers and these cars dealerships and everything, they are screaming bloody murder because these vehicles, especially these trucks and stuff, man, Ted, I didn't have no idea, man, that this daggone truck, man, cost some of them trucks is up to $80,000, man, for a truck.
Yeah,
A truck, $80,000. These things are cost. They already overpriced, and now they're putting a 25% tariff on it. So that means that most of these trucks, you're gonna have to pay $100,000 for a truck.
yeah.
They're not gonna be. Most of these people can't afford that. They can't afford the 80 barely, and to put another $20,000 on a truck. Oh man! And it was intent and stuff with the truck thing to because most people in the urban every day driving those trucks. Only people driving the trucks is out there in the red states. 'Cause them folks is truck boys, that's the redneck Cadillacs. Got to have them a truck. Oh man, this is a mess, man. I'm telling you, it's an absolute mess. So, what you got to say, man? Go ahead. I can sit here and talk for another 15, 20 minutes.
Well, BlackRock invested $19 billion deal to purchase something that's right conjacent or right on the port of the Panama Canal.
Hmm.
So they already brokered the deal, and Trump did mention something about the Panama Canal.
Hmm.
And now there's always a reason why people do things. So now, what the reason is, they the only ones know. It'll come out eventually. Obviously, they probably planning on making some money out the deal.
They already did.
So
They already did when they paid the 19 billion that they made money then. Because it cost more than that. The price of that thing should have been a heck of a lot higher than that. So they made money already. That was a cheap deal.
yeah, the people that sold it was rushed into it because of all the conflict and everything. So I'm gonna tell you, man. This money thing is getting to be too much. You know, it's getting to be too much. I don't know what the American people want to do. I mean, I guess some people think that it's a good thing. We got billionaires in our country, that can do this and do that and what have you.
Well, I can say one thing for certain that China did not give up their share of that Panama Canal without having a reason to give it up. And like I said, they sold it dirt cheap. There was a reason why they gave it up. And if these newspapers and the media folks and everything in this country would bring forth some real news and stuff that would be of value to the American people, they would get the message and stuff real quick that um, China gave it up because they got something else going on. People don't just give away stuff and everything, just like you said, without having some ulterior motive. And they do. They just put $19 billion into their pocket, and they then took that money and stuff and ran with it because they got something else going on. And these folks here in this country and stuff is blind to what the heck is going on outside these borders. We have to realize, Ted, that we are for a long, long, long time now. We are in an international economy. You cannot deal with just the United States alone by itself. It's not going to work. It has to be that you have to start thinking internationally instead of just nationally. And we're not doing that. Even our president's not doing that. He's got his mind on just national stuff and nothing else. That's it. But there's a whole lot of folks out there internationally and stuff and everything that's going to have a big effect and stuff on this country, a big effect on this country. And if we don't get this news and stuff from um, uh, outside sources, find out these news medias and stuff that are playing news and stuff outside of the United States, you're not going to get it from ABC, NBC, or CNN. They're not going to give it to you. Washington Post not going to give it to you. New York Times, they're not going to give it to you. And what's going on outside this country, Ted, will affect us. It's going to affect us real bad. And it's sad to say, man, that the person that we got sitting up there at the White House, man, he's not a true leader, even though he's playing to the billionaire class. You can't produce everything in this country. It's not feasibly possible. You can't do it. I hear that Apple has came forward, or Brother Cook, and says Apple is planning on investing $200 billion into some facilities here in the United States to produce some of their stuff that is being produced overseas. And they're planning on investing in the next 5 years $200 billion.
I thought it was 500.
From what I heard, they said 200 billion.
Okay.
It was. I just saw it about a week or so ago. That was some of the things I wanted to say earlier, but I didn't. But I read it. They said 200 billion. Now he may be investing 500. You might be right. I don't know, but because you can't believe half the news is in these newspapers around here, man. Because they don't have they're getting like Trump. You can't believe what they write.
I don't believe nothing these people say, and you try to get, I don't know, man. It's we in the dark, bro.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the dark. I'll be honest with you. And a lot of other people are in the dark too. These people, the YouTubers. A lot of the YouTubers, TikTok people, they try to report what's going on. Don't nobody really know, man, because this guy's not telling nobody anything. And he's not letting, he's cutting off the news in the health department. He's cutting off the news. Even these business people right now, they don't know what's going on, these business news people. But here's the deal, though, bro. One thing that you can rely on. You ever heard of the U.S. debt clock? That's an on-running debt clock. And, it's all speculation. They talk about the U.S. national debt and how it's tick-tocking. You probably seen it on TV or something. And, and I'm always looking at this clock and how money is being spent on a continuous basis. Like, for example, U.S. federal tax revenue anticipated going to be about $5 trillion. Now, we spend, or at least we spent last year, almost $7 trillion.
I thought it was 8, but you might be right. I heard it was 8. So go ahead.
It might have been 8.
Yeah, it depends on who you listen to, because the 8 that I heard from, I don't know, but there's a guy that CNN now has on their show and stuff. He's supposed to be an economist, and according to him, he was doing a chart the other day about the revenue and then the expenditures and everything that they were talking about bringing in, and that was almost a $3 trillion gap there that they couldn't make up. So anyway, that's what he said, 8 trillion, and then he used the 4 trillion revenue.
Well, when you look at the debt, you look at the money that's being received and who pays those taxes.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
The corporations pay less than $500 million.
Mm-hmm. And if you look at the differential between the percentage and stuff of what corporations are paying and what the poor folks is paying and everything, the poor people are paying more of their disposable income than the corporations is
Yep.
for percentages. So they're paying a lot more money already than the corporations are, and he's talking about making it even worse.
Yep.
And most people don't realize that and everything for percentages and stuff and everything because they're only making pennies, nickels, and dimes, and so they can't even extrapolate what these big corporations are making. If they say, "Oh, they paying in this, and we only paying in that," so it's not. But your disposable income going into taxes and everything is more than what they are paying, percentage
But
wise.
two numbers that I wanted to get people to know, and it's a couple of numbers, but the main thing is when you look at this clock, there's almost 70 million people that's retired or disabled. 70 million. We only 340 million.
Mm-hmm.
So if you take 70 million and then 163 million, so if you do all the breakdown, the 70 million, the 163 million that's working, and then you take another 80 plus million that's going to school, and you look at that, and really it's only about 10 to 15 million people that's not working or undercover, whatever they're doing out there. But yet and still, they telling us we want to bring back all the jobs, all the manufacturing. There's nobody here, bro, to take those jobs. You don't have
now,
a workforce.
now you get it. Uh,
You don't have a workforce.
Ted, if they raise the amount of percentages and stuff of what these rich folks and stuff pay into the Social Security Trust Fund, if they just raise that thing up about 10 more percent instead of them having that cutoff, I think it's the cutoff now is 140 some thousand dollars.
Mm-hmm.
140 some thousand dollars, and as a cutoff, you don't have to pay into FICA anymore once you reach that threshold. If they increase that thing to 240 some thousand dollars that they have to pay into that and everything, that they can make Social Security solvent for another 2 or 3 years if they raise it up. If they had done it 10 years ago, we shouldn't even been worried about it.
No.
Because Ted, there are people and stuff in this country, and a lot of us can't even see this, that these folks and stuff, Ted, in a month and a half, most of them have already paid their maximum amount into the FICA. They've already paid it. So anything, all their money and stuff that they get and stuff from the middle of February until December, they don't have to pay any FICA at all to it because they make enough money that they've already paid into it. So if you tell them that they're going to have to pay into it and everything until uh, to say that the middle of March, it's going to make a difference in everything in their Social Security trust fund. It'll make a big difference. They're going to have to pay a little bit more because there's a lot of people to be looking at, maybe 10, 15 million people and stuff in this country and stuff. They already done maxed. They done maxed out their Social Security FICA stuff, Medicare thing. They don't pay a dime into it anymore now for the rest of the year. So it's not going to hurt them if you just add another month onto it. That's something that most of these folks and stuff, they're not going to do. I don't know why, and why these folks and stuff who in the billionaire class and stuff are so adamant and stuff about paying their fair share of taxes. you paying your fair share into the government because they travel on the same roads that we travel on. They they use the same facilities that we use. They use the same bridges that we use, and all this money and stuff they're paying into it pays to have roads and bridges and everything else that we need and stuff in this country. The police officers, the firefighters, all of them, they're paying into that. They should be okay to pay that. I don't see a problem. When you got when you're worth $200 billion, what's wrong with paying your fair share? I don't see it. These people make more money than they will never spend it in their grandchildren's lifetime. But yet and still they want more. We got to have more. We want more. We're gonna rip these people off. We want more money back in our pocket. And we don't want to pay our fair share. It's unbelievable. I don't understand that. It hasn't.
Well, I don't think it's really them. I think it's, well, you might be right. It's probably them because, they have all these people to speak up for them and all that kind of stuff. To tell these, because they want them to have more money to invest. So that they can, these stock money market people and all that. They want them to have more money so they can keep their money. But they're making most of their money through finances.
Hmm.
All they're doing is invested in stocks and bonds and all of that. They're
Hmm.
not really making their money in labor.
Hmm.
So, but the point is that we have a population of 340 million, and our budget is 7. We need to have more taxes. Or what they say instead, what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut. We're gonna fire people and give people less benefits. That's what they decide. That's what the Republican side, what they said they're gonna do. We're gonna fire people because we got too many people working for government. We got almost 25 million people working for the government. So therefore, we want to fire these people, and then we're gonna cut Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, and any other programs that we can find to cut, instead of giving the people the service. That's the problem with America right now because we don't invest in our people correctly.
And they go, wait a minute, don't forget about the Department of Education now. You forgot them too.
Yeah.
They get ready to take that down. We don't need no more Department of Education. So the investment that we're looking for in the education and our children is going away. So how are you going to replace it? This reminds me, Ted, of an- another thing that happened and stuff when we were kind of younger and everything, and Reagan came in and said we're gonna trickle that money down. you got to we got to trickle it down. And by the time it got down to the people who really needed it, there wasn't nothing there. They didn't have nothing. So this seems like another form of trickle down, but it is getting very, very serious because you have a segment of our society, Ted, whose earning years have gone and they depend upon these services so they can finish out their lives on this earth. And if they cut that Medicaid, the first thing's going to happen is these hospitals going to go and these nursing homes are going to go. They won't have any money to pay for these people to be in a nursing home. And what are they going to do? If I'm an owner of a nursing home and if I ain't making enough money and they done cut it off, then I may have 10% of the folks and stuff inside of my nursing home, and they're the only ones who are able to pay the full bill, and the other 80, 80 or 90% can't pay it. I got to shut the place down. So even the people who are paying the money won't have a place to stay at. Got to shut down. If you can't make enough money to pay your employees and to keep the building and stuff going and put the heat on in the building, you're gonna have to shut down. And where these folks are gonna go to? That
Well,
remind
we
that
can sit
remind me
here.
that that's another one of this Reagan trickle down stuff, because I don't know if you remember, but there was a lot of mental hospitals and stuff all over the country and everything, and he shut them babies down. He shut them down. He said, "Where you gonna send these mental people and stuff? I don't care. Put them on the street," and he did it. He put them on the street. They couldn't advocate for themselves. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
But here's the thing, though, bro. When you start looking at the numbers and looking at all the statistics and data, and you made the statement that just making Social Security sovereign, the same thing could be for paying all our funding that people need help in, and to really invest in everybody, not just some communities. And that's the problem, because these people that, I mean, let's face it, right now, Nebraska, you know what their GDP is, bro? $144 billion. You know what I'm saying? Only $144 billion is their GDP. They have 2 million people there. They ain't making no money. They ain't paying nothing into their state. They being taken care of by other states. And if they don't get any government money, they're gonna be hurting. Because 140, man, come on, bro. Florida's almost what, over almost 2.5 trillion, 2 trillion, something like that. I'm just saying, don't nobody go to Nebraska. Tourism don't go to Nebraska. But they sitting up here voting against their own interests. When the federal government is sending all kind of money to their state to help them keep going. And this other states is the same shape. What's wrong with these people?
And they're telling their representative, don't even go in there and talk to the people. And these representatives from Nebraska, they know what the government is planning on doing to them, and they are sitting there backing this guy up, sitting there and clapping for him and raising up and clapping. Go ahead, do what you got to do. Their people are going to suffer. They're going to suffer. And like you just said, hey,
I don't
California
know
ain't got
what's
to
wrong
worry.
with them. I don't know what's
Pennsylvania,
wrong with them.
California ain't got to worry about it. Illinois don't have to worry about it. Some other
Florida
states
don't have to
around it,
worry about it.
they ain't got to worry. They got
Texas
enough
don't have to
money.
worry about it.
Right. They got enough money to take care of what they got to take care of. The only thing that's probably stopping some of these states from leaving is that their commerce and stuff is also tied in to these states outside of their state. Their commerce is tied into it. So they don't want to completely alienate themselves from it because their commerce there. So they're going to have to redo their commerce to go outside the United States and everything to get monies flowing back into their state, which is easily to do. It's going to take them some time to do it, but it can happen.
I don't get it, bro. I just don't get it. I mean, the whole thing is that these corporations and these billionaires are not paying enough into the system. And Donald Trump talking about lowering it even lower. We want you to keep your money. We're not gonna no payroll tax, no taxes on tips. So okay, now you're gonna have an extra $2,000-3,000, if that.
No Social Security tax. Because some people are paying Social Security tax. If you're making more money outside, you making your Social Security benefits, and then you make money outside of Social Security, you're going to be taxed for your Social Security. Now, if you don't make
Yeah.
enough money, they don't tax it. But if you outside of that range and stuff where you're making extra money outside Social Security, then your Social Security funds are taxed. There's a formula and stuff for it that the IRS and stuff put out there. So most people don't understand that, know about it.
Here's the thing, though, Ed. And the thing is that Social Security is a safety net.
Yep. And it's something that we paid for.
That's correct. And Medicare.
And Medicare. We pay for that. Every time I got my check when I was 16 years old, I saw FICA. Them people took FICA out of there. Then they kept taking FICA out until I stopped working. They were taking FICA out. So I paid into that thing. It ain't like you were giving me something. I paid into that. That's my money. And there are millions of folks here who died and didn't get a chance to take their money out of the Social Security Trust Fund.
People that
Where their money at?
They worked for 30, 40 years and died, didn't get not one time.
And then collect a quarter. But you got a man sitting up there lying on Tuesday and said people who are 140 years old or 200 years old are getting Social Security. And he lying.
They didn't even have Social Security.
They didn't. He is lying to you. He's looking you in the face and lying to you. And when somebody opens their mouth up and say you are lying, they throw him out. Get him out of here. You can't tell these people that the president lied. That's wrong of him to do it. So the speaker said, Sergeant of R, get him out of here. You are lying to the American people. If you live to be over 110 years old, your Social Security check automatically stops.
Wait a minute. He had one person talking about the oldest he saw was what, almost 300 years old?
You can't. The Social Security has an automatic shut off. It's set in their automated system. If your age reaches over 114, I think it's lower than that. But once it reaches there, they shut it off. You can't get no money. You got to go back in there and tell the people, well, I'm 114 years old. Give me my Social Security check. Keep on giving it. You have to manually go in there and override the crap. So he's lying about all these people who are getting this daggone money. I mean, an outright lie. And these folks out there are sitting there watching him tell that lie and not saying a word about it.
Well, I'm saying this. I'm going to say it again. The reason why is because these YT people, only people they think that's going to be hurting is the black and brown and yellow people.
The people, most of the people who get Medicaid is in them.
And what about their children, bro?
In the red states.
Ed, what about their children?
Huh?
And their grandchildren?
They don't care. Well, the representatives don't care. Their senators don't care. They care, and they're trying to tell them they care. And so when they holler at them and stuff, their solution is don't even have these meetings and stuff with those people out there. We're not telling them nothing. Don't say nothing to them. And they hollering at them. They screaming at them. Jasmine Crockett was on BTC. They did an interview with her inside our office. You know who BTC is, don't you?
No.
Brian Tyler Cohan show.
Okay.
He did an interview, live interview inside of her office there in DC. And Ted, she must have been looking at our podcast because of one of the things that she was very profound about was getting out of DC and going into these red states and telling these people and stuff what the heck is going on and that the Democrats are listening to them. She said during the campaign, she asked the campaign manager to allow her to go to these red states and talk to the people in the red states. The campaign manager said, no, we don't want you to do that. We got to stay over here with these folks over here that we know.
They got a problem, bro. Democrats got a serious problem.
They got a problem.
They don't want to see doing the right thing for everybody is the right thing to do.
It's the right thing to do.
This man is dogging the whole country, and Democrats are not standing up for him.
Ain't standing up. And
So
Republicans,
we in trouble.
Republicans ain't standing up either, but they don't care. Those are they people out there. They're not Democratic people, but the Democrats, you have a right to go out there and tell these folks. Why you think Obama became so popular and stuff out there in some of them red states? Because he went out there and told those people and stuff, I'm for you also. And until you decide to get out there and do it and everything, it is going to be a mess because we see what happens during that campaign stop. All them daggone states that they spend all that daggone money in to win didn't vote
you know
for them.
what? You know what? Hakeem, they already crying for him to go sit down somewhere. They're telling him you need to give up that spot because you ain't doing nothing.
You done nothing.
You ain't in the 1950s, 60s, and you acting all stately and all that kind of stuff, telling us what they doing, and eloquently, and we for this, we for that. We already know what you for, bro.
You need to get out there and let the other folks know about it because guess what, Hakeem? The news that they are getting is telling them you ain't shit. The news that they are getting, all that stuff you sitting out there talking about on their thing, ain't not enough people out there who need to hearing it, because Fox ain't playing it.
They telling you that you are you are a far left person. All you want to do is do transgender operations, and you want to have these men that dress up like women all over in the schoolhouse, and you don't want to. You're not for this and you're not for that, and you for this and you for that. That's all. That's what they're telling them.
That's what they're telling them, and that's the only news that they are getting.
They ain't telling we know you for the right thing to do, bro.
Get off of your high horse. That echo chamber is not getting you what you need. Get your behind out of that daggone echo chamber and get out there with those people. Roll your sleeves up. Head out there to one of them farmhouses and stuff and everything, and help this guy load up his
go
platter.
to Nevada, go to Colorado, go to New Mexico, go to Idaho, and go to Ohio.
He got plenty of states to go to. Go out there and roll your sleeve. Go out there and help them farmers slop them hogs.
Really? I'm serious, bro.
Hey, I'm serious too, man. I'm saying go out there. Hey, how y'all slop these hogs? I'm here. Your folks ain't here, but I'm here. And don't tell me it ain't gonna be on Fox then. They can't stop it. You out there with him. You got to, man.
Find you a Democratic. There are Democrats in those states. Find you a Democrat that's a farmer who you can go and go to 3 or 4 of those farmhouses and go to some of those places where they're having hard times and they need assistance.
Yep. Go out there and sit down and have dinner or lunch at one of them daggone uh, 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 places out they have out there. I forget what they call them. Where the farmers meet at. Go out there, one of them, and have lunch and stuff with those folks. Even if they holler at you, at least they know you give a damn.
Thank you.
Even if they're hollering at you, get out of our place. Let them know that you're willing to get out there and reach out. Some of them people out there are going to respect you for that. All of them may not. We may gonna get all those votes, but at least you letting these folks know that you ain't gonna let them. And guess what, Ted? It's gonna make them daggone Republicans and stuff and everything get pissed off because you going into their goddamn background,
There you go.
into their backyard, and sitting down with their people where they should be sitting down with and talking to them because the Republicans already told them don't have no town halls with them. Go out there and have some town halls. They don't want it. We're gonna have some town halls out here. Then your representative won't show up. How you talking about an embarrassment?
Well, I guess it must be nice, to make $200,000+ a year, and sit behind that ivory tower and have your little news conferences and tell it, and have your little people behind you and sit up there and talk about what they're doing and what we gonna do and this and that. You ain't got a bit of power. You done lost all your power, and all you need is 3 or 4 more doggone people, and you ain't even over there trying to hustle.
Mm-mm. You ain't in there.
You're trying to raise money.
Walking out there and say, "Hey,
I got a page from you to raise some money. You ain't getting a dime from me, bro.
That's what I did. I'm thinking something. Ted, you read my mind, man. You read my mind. I'm telling you,
You
you read
ain't
my
getting a
mind.
dime
I
from
get,
me until I see you get
I
outside
get
of
a,
that
I get a
wall,
text,
bro.
I get a text message and stuff and everything, and they begging for money.
You ain't getting a dime from me
They begging for money. I delete it. I'm not giving
until
you a quote.
I see you going outside of New York and DC. I want to see you put on some doggone blue jeans and some boots.
Yes, put some boots on because you're gonna need it when you get out there in that field, all that mud out there.
Sure. Man, I mean, you got a prestigious job, and okay, I respect that. But come on, bro, get with the program and get some of your fellow people too to go too. They all
Right.
crispy behind the ears too.
Roll up your sleeve. That daggone Bernie Sanders took off out there. He 80-some years old, barely able to stand up. Standing room only.
There you go.
He got standing room only, overflowing out in the vestibule because
And
guess what? They
if I was
representatives
Jasmine,
ain't out there.
well, Jasmine is just a rookie. You know what? She a rookie, and she a big voice out there already. Ain't been there 2 years. So, and then they gave her some kind of little position, gave her a little title. And the thing is, so she got to ask for permission because she cares. She want to do something. She knows she can make a difference. She can say some things to change people's minds.
Mm-hmm. And she don't mind getting told no.
And look at here. Tell me, just because they got their little signs hanging up, we know the man is lying already. So what? We know he's been lying ever since he's been running for office. Just a lot of smart people out in America. They do their own research. But you holding up a sign don't mean a damn thing.
Protesting.
And you want to, come on now. And stop talking, those people and come on, man. They got, you sitting out there in this country you talking about democracy. Democracy is gone, man. The doggone oligarchs and already took over. And you got to fight to get these people back. They have put so much misinformation, propaganda, lies, distortion, and everything else against the American people. We're the ones that's going to be suffering here. You got a plus job. You got a lifetime retirement. got these hospitals closing up. Go to a hospital that's closing up that's not getting their funding. Talk to some doctors there. Go
it's
to a doggone what are these nursing homes?
sit down there and feed one of those folks in the nursing home. You're gonna get some news. Ted, for today, my list, part of it anyway. While we sit down here allowing this knucklehead to sell us out to Russia, our allies aren't waiting to be caught flat-footed.
And you had to
First,
go there.
first thing, France and the EU today are having a big powwow. They are getting ready to start processing or whatever to take the U.S. out of NATO.
What?
That's their plans. And they are already telling each one of their member nations that they need to increase their military budget.
That I knew.
And they also have told all of their countries and stuff who are building weapons and stuff, to bring all their weapon buildings, their armament buildings and stuff back to the U, and don't allow them to go out and buy any more military items and stuff from anybody else other than the people in the European Union. They are starting to build tanks, all kind of armaments, weapons, and high-tech fighting equipment that they are going to be sending to the Ukraine government.
Hmm.
Canada, the old boy over there, I forget his name, Dennis, whatever, Green or something, he says that if this tariff continues that they got out there and they ain't giving no crap about them knocking that 25% off for those cars, he gonna have to take it down to zero. And until it gets down to zero, they said they ain't stopping. And they don't care what the hell he does about that 25% tariff. They ain't playing games with him. And including if they got deadlines and stuff in which some of these other tariffs and stuff are going to take effect. They got pictures and stuff on their television stations and stuff and telling all the stores and everybody else to take the liquor out, American liquor out of their stores and send it back to Kentucky or wherever it came from. They've already canceled every one of those contracts that they have negotiated with any country, any company that's in the United States. They are no longer going to allow anybody in the United States, to come over into their country and get contracts for Canada. They can't come over there and do anything. They done already told Elon Musk that they canceled it in his Starlink. It is going to be canceled, or it's ready to cancel. They have already said that they have put 100% tariff on his Tesla cars.
Hmm. This is war, bro.
This is war. They
This
said
is economic. This is economic war.
this is economic war. France did a survey over there into their country, and in the survey it says 73% of their people said the United States is no longer their ally. China has just said that they are increasing their military budget by 7.6%, while our defense secretary says we're going to reduce our defense budget by 8%. Oh, okay. There's no problem with doing that. I like them. They can we need to reduce our military budget, but China is increasing theirs by 7.6%. They said they are not going to let get themselves caught flat-footed just in case the trade war gets into a military war where they got to fight. I already said about Canada said they don't care nothing about their car thing. We have already into a recession. So our job numbers and everything is horrible.
Really?
Yes.
What did it go up to?
The private sector has only added, I think they said 70,000 jobs.
Oh my goodness.
Only added 70,000 jobs. This man has just cut out all these other jobs in the federal government. They only added 70,000 jobs in the last month. That's it. The private sector. We've already in a negative 2.8%.
So by the time they get the real data, it's probably going to go up to about 7%.
Mm-hmm. The province of Alberta has a female premier. And I just said about the procurement. She said they're cutting out all of them. Ain't no more U.S. procurement. Ain't no more alcohol being bought from the United States. And she says until the trade that's crossing this country and that man takes it down to zero, they will continue to add on to their tariffs and stuff to the United States. And they're going to continue that battle. Girlfriend says that we have the biggest oil reserve underneath our grounds than any other daggone country in the world right now. And they ain't selling a dime of oil to the United States until that trade thing goes down to zero. They don't care about the 25% that he took off of the cars. So all the car dealers and stuff, they got their thing, but all Canada said they ain't stopping. Until it goes down to zero, they ain't stopping. And each one of those provinces said the same thing. We are sticking together, and you can't take it off of one of our provinces and leave it on the rest of them. It's better do it to the whole country of Canada. So they ain't left him no wiggle room to do one damn thing.
I don't think he understands that we make most of our money. Almost 30% of our money is made off of financing, bro. Financing the world. That's where we make most of our money.
And the people who are making that money are those billionaires because
Yeah,
because the poor folks can't even get to that money because they can't afford it.
We don't even have 13 million people working in manufacturing in this country. 13 million. But yet still, I mean, because we only got so many workforce. We got 25 million, almost 25 million people working in the government. So 128 million working in the private sector, and I can guarantee you that's going to go down because there's going to be a whole lot of layoffs in the private sector because we got more businesses shutting down. Macy's is getting ready to shut down. And each one of these countries, these companies, a lot of them, man, they got 150,000, 300,000 employees. So they can shut it down 20,000 here and 10,000 there. Top Fortune 500 companies. These business people, man, they better wake up. They better wake up. You can only make so much money. And the way you make your money is worldwide and in this country. And he done pissed off everybody in the world. People's not going to be taking your products. They're gonna be running you just like these people getting on Tesla all over the country, all over the world. They can do the same thing to your products.
They've already did it to the alcohol coming out of the state of Kentucky.
That's what I'm saying.
They've already
You
did
know,
it.
we just sit up here
And
and pissed
right.
off the world.
And just like you just said, they're gonna do it to all their products. So they did it to the alcohol first. And they telling Kentucky, you see what we can do. Now they're talking about any other product that is brought into their country from the United States and everything, not to buy it. You're only gonna buy something that's uh,
Ed,
been made in Canada. If it ain't made in
Ed,
Canada, we ain't buying it.
last week I talked about the 3% of our apparel is made here. The rest of it is made overseas. Now, those people who might be getting affected, because some of them are getting government money from there. They getting free money, because in some of their countries, you know, are doing pretty bad, because mostly where these people set these doggone manufacturing companies, what they pay low income, and then a lot of them are in poverty, like Indonesia, Vietnam, on and on. And those countries are getting a little soft diplomacy money to help them. And plus, you got all of those jobs paying low wages, and they're doing textile. They're building your textile stuff, your rugs. They're building they're making your clothes,
And TV sets.
TV sets, everything. And you know what they can do? They can say, the government can say, you cut off. They go in there and they don't even, they destroy the doggone manufacturing companies.
Final
All
word.
kind of stuff can go on, bro. These people, what are they doing, man? Because we don't have the workers here, bro. We don't have the workers here.
Tomorrow, Ted, I want to answer that question about what Trump and them are trying to do. I'm gonna answer that
Uh-oh,
question.
you got
I
an
got
answer?
yeah, I got. I'm pretty sure I know what they're trying to do, but
Uh-oh.
I don't know if they're going to be able
Why
to
we
make
gotta
it
wait
to
till
that
tomorrow?
point. I don't know if they're going to make it to that point. They have to get past all the destruction that they're doing to get to construction. They done destroyed, and they done went too far with the destruction. And so if you done went too far on destruction, you can't do any construction. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But anyway, final word.
Well, don't take anything I said personally, Hakeem, and all the Democrats. Maybe you don't know no better, maybe you do know better, and maybe I don't know better. I'm not a politician. I don't know nothing about politics. Just only what I've read through books and newspapers, magazines. But I know one thing: you have to go out there and talk to the people.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I do know. And I'm gonna tell you, I've been here for 75 years, and I'm gonna tell you, you might not believe this. I ain't never talked to a politician. So if I ain't never talked to a politician, I'm sure a whole lot of other people ain't never talked to a politician. I'm telling you, I have never talked to not a congressperson, not a senator, not nothing,
Well, I
not even
can't
a
say
state
that.
representative.
I can't say that.
Oh, I know you
I
can't
don't talk
because
to a
you
lot of
blue.
them. I don't talk to a lot of them.
I know you have, but I'm just saying. The point is, there are a whole lot of people like me that have never talked to a politician. Anybody never asked for my vote,
Mm-hmm.
not personally.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as a matter of fact, ain't nobody never knocked on my door.
They don't like you.
Ain't nobody never, but I get all kind of
They
checks
don't like
asking for
you.
money. That's on both sides, Republicans and Democrats. So the point is, just think of all those people that's out there that have never talked to a politician, never even saw a politician live. And we sitting in our ivory towers, you know, That's just like some salesperson think he gonna sell some items and he don't talk to people live.
Hmm.
You can do a lot of selling on the phone, but I can guarantee you ain't gonna keep that person. The only people that's on the phone, they just go by the numbers. But if if it was a salesperson, because I used to be a salesperson, and then you had to go there and face to face and ask for the order. You gotta ask for the order. You gotta tell them what is gonna benefit you if you get this product.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what people want from you.
Mm-hmm.
Why should I vote for you? What you gonna do for me?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let me stop.
Amen. We'll see you people tomorrow. Bye-bye. Amen.